Welcome to Painting Made Easy with April May. I'm April May, and today we're going to do part 3 of painting Dakota. So let's get started. As you can see, I have flipped my painting upside down. I've done this on purpose. I've also flipped my reference photo upside down. When you're looking at a photo right side up, your brain automatically fills in the gaps. So as you're painting, your brain sees things that may not actually be there because your brain knows what this is supposed to look like. So it sees it as that. When you flip your photo upside down and then flip your painting upside down, and when you look at your reference photo, now your brain is seeing the detail for the detail instead of filling in the gaps. So it's a really good way when you start to refine your painting to go ahead and flip it upside down, and this way you will accurately depict the detail that's in your reference photo. So here I am just filling in, I think I'm refining the color. Sometimes I have a hard time deciding if I want to stick to the actual color in the photo, or sometimes I'll play with it a little bit. So I'm just working on the detail of the nose and making sure to use, I'm kind of dabbing strokes because the nose has texture and you want to make sure that you convey that in your painting. And I'm just working on the highlight underneath her body. And this is using straight Mars Black. And I'm adding some light gray onto her muzzle, kind of refining the details here. The my lighting is kind of washing it out, making it look really bright white, but it actually, this is all a very light gray and different tones of gray. And then I'll go at the very end of the painting is when I'll actually add the white in. Unfortunately, my lighting's kind of screwing up the way it actually looks. And again, I'm jumping around from one area to the other kind of randomly, and that's just to allow the paint to dry. Because in acrylics, if you overwork the area, it'll actually start removing the paint. So you always want to just put a layer down and let it dry. So here I'm using small little straight strokes to blend the section between the black and the white. So this is where I'm really kind of tightening up the first strokes. I've flipped my painting over because sometimes it's easier to get paint the first strokes in the direction of the actual growth by flipping the painting over. Don't be afraid to maneuver your canvas into a better position if that's going to be easier for you. I have some problems with my wrists and stuff right now, so sometimes flipping my painting just makes it easier. Now I've got it back upright to work on some more detail. With acrylics, you can put paint down and kind of dab it with your finger to kind of smudge it out a little bit to help kind of blend it. It's kind of a good way to get it to kind of blend and soften. As you can see, I will maneuver my canvas any way I need to get it into a position that's comfortable for me to paint. And I'm just going back and forth from section to section, working on the fur detail until I'm happy with it. And I'm going in and darkening the tan areas so that when I come in and do my highlights on those areas, it'll stand out better. Because I need the highlights to be about the color that it originally was. So I need to darken that area so that the light tan will stand out. So now I'm starting to work on the paw detail. So you can see I'm starting to work on the paw. This is something I'd kind of put off for a while. And now I'm decided, I had made a commitment to myself the night I was making this painting that I would get the paw done and most of the detail put in. The problem was it was getting late in the evening and I was getting very tired, but because I had made this commitment to myself, I was kind of stubborn and was like, I'm gonna do this, and I really should have just walked away from the painting and gone to bed, because I was getting frustrated. I couldn't get it to where I liked it, so I just kept going over and over and over, and the colors were starting to blend, and it was looking like a mess. And one of the problems was I wasn't letting the paint dry between the layers, so the fact the paint wasn't dry, it was really fighting me. So sometimes you've got to know when to stop and walk away from the painting and come back to it fresh the next day, especially when you get to this point where you're so frustrated with it. I got so frustrated I was thinking I'm just going to do something different than what the reference photo showed. And so, but part 4, we'll see how I kind of tackled this the next day. Thank you for watching Painting Made Easy with April May. Don't forget to check out part 4.